the recruits are comprised of veteran IDF Special Forces operators from elite Tier 1 and Tier 2 units, such as Sayeret Matkal, Shayet 13, Dudevan, Egoz, Maglan, and Shaldad.
Alright y'all, welcome back to Combat Arms channel. Okay, so today we're checking out another Israeli unit. So previously we checked out the overall counter-terror unit, and we've also checked out the Shayet 13. Now on the Shayet 13 video, that was from the company Agilite. And if you're not familiar with Agilite, they make a lot of the gear for the Israeli Defense Forces. So we're checking out another video from that YouTube channel, and this is about the Yamam. So I don't know too much about the Yamam. I know that they trained at the Lotar school that I actually went to when I was in Israel, because we got to train there a little bit with the counter-terror units over there. So I think the Yamam is just like a really specialized, like special forces, possibly like a counter-terror unit sort of unit. So I'm not exactly too sure. Hopefully this video will give us a little bit more insights, but I think their overall specialty is just counterterrorism. And again, with the Israeli Defense Forces, you can imagine they're going to be extremely focused on their defense just because of their history and everything that has happened in their past. So yeah, this unit is going to be big on counterterrorism and I think just overall security. So I'm excited to check it out. For my fans over in Israel, happy Hanukkah. I know that is coming up in like a day, tomorrow I think, depending on when this video comes out. So happy Hanukkah. Hope you guys have a good one. And yeah, let's get into this video. Should be good. I've heard a lot of badass things from the Yamam. So yeah, let's check it out. The hype already.
Yamam is Israel's Tier 1 counterterrorism unit.
Okay.
They specialize in hostage rescue and offensive raids against hostile targets in civilian areas. When it comes to close quarters combat, there are very few units in the world that are better. They are not only Israel's #1 counter-terror unit, but they are also considered to be one of the best CT units in the world.
Yeah, so I can definitely see that. Just judging by the equipment and the facilities they had at the Lotar school, which is where the counter-terror units train, there was a lot of really solid facilities. There was like a lot of rappel stations. There was a lot of cool stuff for like the specific sniper units or the specific snipers in these units. They had like these terror tunnel mock-ups. They had these awesome ranges. It was a ton of fun training there. And just judging by those facilities, I can tell these guys get some pretty top-notch training. So again, Israel is going to be huge on counterterrorism, of course, just judging by where they are geographically and again, their history. So they're going to take it very seriously. And yeah, from what I've seen, they do a very good job. Their close quarter battle is really interesting. They're really focused on preservation and just survivability. So they do everything very slowly and monotonously, as opposed to what you'd see with other units, especially like hostage rescue units. They go pretty much full force and they really flow into the building super quickly. But it's not really what I've seen with the Israeli Defense Forces, or at least specifically the counter-terror unit. So hopefully we can see a little bit of their close quarter battle tactics in this.
Primary mission is civilian hostage rescue within Israel's borders, but they are also used for tasks such as extracting police suspects who have barricaded themselves in fortified structures. Yamam are also trained in basic Arabic and dress to assimilate within the Arab population. This gives them the ability to go undetected and operate deep within hostile areas.
Some scary
Most
stuff.
of the Yamam's activity is classified, and published Yamam operations are often credited to other units. Yamam are one of the primary reasons Israel has seen a significant drop in organized terror attacks over the past few years. They are one of the world's most deadly counter-terror units, and they will not rest until all threats are eliminated. The Yamam was established in 1974 after the terror attack known as the Ma'alot Massacre. 3 armed Palestinian terrorists infiltrated into Israel from Lebanon and entered the Nativ Meir Elementary School in Ma'alot, taking over 100 children hostage. A failed rescue attempt by Sayeret Matkal, the IDF's Tier 1 SF unit, resulted in the murder of 21 school children before the hostage takers were killed. Since hostage rescue...
Okay, so we've seen this again. This happens all over the world where these units and these countries just get these lessons learned, and it's brutal to hear about. But again, you really see people adapting just off of these lessons learned. And I think Israel has had like other specific incidences where they have had like a hostage rescue situation and they go into it and it didn't exactly work out as planned, or it could have went a little bit better. They're all about making sure that their country and the people inside are safe, so they're going to try and adapt their tactics off of that. And again, they're going to take it very seriously just from those lessons learned. And it kind of sucks to hear, but yeah, a lot of times people will learn things through all the bloodshed and stuff. Again, it sucks, but it's just the part of them and their history, and them taking it very seriously for what they're doing in the future.
Rescue tactics in friendly territory differ from those used in hostile areas. It was decided to establish an elite force which develops and practices a special CQB doctrine for counterterrorism operations in friendly territory. A few months later, the Yamam was born.
Some sick gear.
Yamam must be
okay, real quick, let's check out the gear. Of course, you guys already know. Okay, very, very nice rifle setup. So he's got a short-barreled rifle. It just looks like a standard M4. Short-barreled M4 with a suppressor. He's got mag pull clamps and P-mags, EOTech. They don't have high-cut helmets, but I'm not sure. It doesn't look like they have the electronic hearing protection. It might just be these guys specifically. But you can see they have these nice like combat bottoms with the built-in knee pads. Those are clutch, especially for CQB, because if you take a knee on stuff like this and your knee gets jacked up, you're going to be out of the operation super quick. And yeah, I've seen them. Their canines are top-notch, so very cool stuff.
Born. Applicants for Yamam must be between 22 and 30 years old and have completed their 3-year infantry service in the IDF. Most of the recruits are comprised of veteran IDF Special Forces operators from elite Tier 1 and Tier 2 units, such as Sayeret Matkal, Shayetet 13, Dudevan, Egoz, Maglan, and Shaldad. This all-star team of recruits must complete a clean selection process before being indoctrinated into the unit. The process includes a Hell Week that is said to be one of the hardest in the world.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
This level of difficulty is achieved because all the applicants are already seasoned combat soldiers. Out of every 1,500 applicants to the unit, less than 1% pass the selection process and training. After selection...
That's insane. So, again, you have all these people coming from all these other special forces, and then they're going to this. So, again, this is like the top tier, like what you see with like SBS, or I mean maybe in the US like DevGru and stuff. So yeah, these guys are going to be top. So all these special forces applicants are already coming in and only 1% are selected. It goes to show how very selective these guys need to be, just judging by the missions they do and everything. So yeah, that's crazy.
Recruits go through 8 months of specialized training, and only then are they accepted into the unit. The Yamam is independent, training its own operators in all fields, such as sniping, reconnaissance, dog operating, and bomb disposal. As a result, Yamam has rapid deployment time and high coordination between various squads. During the Second Intifada, Yamam forces intercepted many terrorists, arresting them or killing them. Several high-profile militants were neutralized by Yamam operators. According to records, Yamam killed 179 terrorists during 2000 and 2005. 50 of them were suicide bombers. In 2014, 3 Israeli teenagers were kidnapped and killed by 2 Hamas terrorists. After months of work, Israeli intelligence tracked the suspects down and found that the terrorists were hiding out in a house located in a hostile neighborhood in Hebron. Yamam was tasked with bringing in the terrorists, dead or alive. At the break of dawn, Yamam surrounded the house and called out the terrorists to surrender. The terrorists responded by opening fire on the unit. A Yamam operator shot one of the terrorists dead as his head rose out of a hole in the house. The unit proceeded to open fire and throw grenades into the house, eliminating the second terrorist. The Yamam are locked and loaded and ready to go at a moment's notice. When they are not kicking doors down and killing terrorists, they are training around the clock in preparation for a multitude of hostage rescue scenarios.
Again, so we have about 20 seconds left. Yeah, so you can imagine, just judging by how selective they are, everyone is going to be like top tier. They're going to be like the best individual for the specific job. So of course, when you want like special operations, especially counterterrorism and counterterrorism in Israel, where it can be very prominent and also very touchy, you need those very mature and responsible individuals to work as a team and do these really hush-hush operations and make sure that it actually goes down. So just judging by their selection and everything, you can imagine it's going to end up pretty well for them, just judging by how well trained they actually are.
When there is a high-value target that needs to be eliminated, or a hostage that needs rescuing, you can bet Israel will call in its number one CT unit to get the job done.
Yeah, that's shock and awe, dude. So yeah, they are pretty monotonous with their CQB from what I've seen, but these guys seem like to take it a step further. And I imagine they're just super confident working as a team and working in like the CQB environment. They can be a little bit more, high speed with what they're doing. Like they're rappelling, going into those windows and just using that shock and awe. But they seem like to do a really good job. We saw that they had specific tactics on the buses and everything. And again, I think that is for a specific incident that happened in Israel, maybe in like the 80s or something. But a lot of what we saw in this video is probably from lessons learned and just building off of that, because pretty much throughout Israel's history, they've been in conflict. So it's constant lessons learned. And I know when I was at the Lotar school, they were telling us that we used to do it the way that you guys did it, but we learned this whenever we were actually going out and doing it. So just judging by where they are geographically and that conflict, they're going to get a lot of lessons learned from a bunch of different fields, whether it be CQB or specific hostage rescue tactics or even weapons or equipment. So their weapons, their equipments were pretty cool, and they had a lot of specialized stuff for what they did. So if they didn't have something specifically, they would usually design it for that specific purpose, which is really cool to see. And Israel has some pretty interesting military tech as well. So yeah, it was awesome. It was very fun to train with them. These guys, though, they're top notch. They're not going to accept any BS. So it would be really, really awesome to see what sort of training they actually do. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Again, this is an interesting unit, and it's interesting when we talk about Israel, just based off of their history and everything. Things are going to be done a little bit differently from what you'd see with other units that don't have the aggressive background that Israel have actually had. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Cool unit to check out. I love checking out the counter-terror units, especially even like counter-terror police force, because they're really focused on what they have learned in the past and what has happened in the past and adapting from that. And it's cool to see, just judging by their equipment and their tactics, how they actually do that adapting. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is an awesome one to check out. I'm going to try and check out some more Israeli units. Let me know what you think in the comment section regardless. Feel free to send any of those recommendations, whether it be for Israeli units or any other country. I'm down to check it out. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys liking and commenting and subscribing and giving that support. So that is it for this video. I will see you all in the next one.